Hi, Sagittarius Risings. Thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Care at 144. Very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their rising sign in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Unlimited to anyone who should find this message or should this message find you. For your reading, I will be doing a 3-card spread of love, money, and you. And then we'll get a major arcana. And then we'll get a card from the End of the World as We Know It deck, created by me, that has the lunar moon phases and zodiac signs. Everything has been pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and begin. I do hope that everyone is doing well, feeling well, and staying blessed, never stressed, always dressed to impress, even if you don't feel like you're at your best. 'Cause you are perfect just the way you are. Alright, so let's get your first card for love for Sagittarius rising. And the Knight of Swords reversed. Someone's big mad. This may be an ex-person, as I do get this someone being in your past coming this way as you have moved on and moved forward. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I do feel that because this card is also presenting itself in the love section in this manner, they're also being seen for this behavior. Where in the past it may have been something of a more passive-aggressive nature, where I do get narcissism, and attempting to do this on a constant low. But you shining so bright and being so motherfucking important is what I'm hearing. This is a triggering energy for a past energy. And I do feel that it's pretty much what you put out there is what you get back. So this will be I am getting a return to sender type situation. For whatever is being sent by this person, they're automatically getting it back for themselves. You being moved on and beyond this energy here. Knights are a part of Chariot energy. The Chariot being a major arcana and a card of 7. Okay, so let's get your money card for Sagittarius rising. We have the High Priestess reverse. Now here I get the energy of not listening to one's intuition. I also get that this may be about a lesson learned. This could be also to someone who may have been interfering. And they're being exposed. I have 2 Scorpio energies here. I'm getting that for this energy, and I'm also getting this for this energy. But they're given, again, that this is coming through for your reading. They're being seen for their truth. So you have a masculine energy that's here and a feminine energy that's here. And as much as I feel that they have wanted to do with manipulation, I also get that too. Things being uncovered as well with the High Priestess reverse. The High Priestess upright is about mysticism, mystery, secrets. This will be about secrets and things coming to the light and being seen. I was also getting the Hangman energy. Okay. And that's all I'm getting. I was trying to pick up to discern if this was for sure going to be someone else, and I do believe, and I am picking that up very strongly. I'm even seeing the Torah, even though it's upside down, that it's always going to be present there, but someone holding on to this, not realizing what it is that they had in their hands, maybe confiscating it and using it in a way that they should not have been using it. And then everything just upside down and backwards, and a misrepresentation I also get here too. I do see this 2 here that giving me the energy of a magician reversed, with the symbol of Gemini being this here. And this not necessarily being about the 2 connected to this high priestess, because this is a false representation. Someone not listening to their intuition to step away from anything that has to do with you if they were coming through with this kind of behavior here. Okay, and I can't say anything about counterpart energy because this is going to be in the reverse, so this will not be a spiritual energy. And then I do notice the moon here. There's just something being relayed here. And there's an imbalance with this particular energy here too. And again, just like I got this for the love energy. A lot of you have moved on from this. And this being more of a relay of energy about what's been happening with both your love and your money. Let's get your U card for Sagittarius rising. Secrets out. That's more secrets energy with the moon reversed. And then the moon card being a major arcana also too. This will be a card of 18. Comes together to create a 9. So I just see all this bestiality energy, the Scorpio energy that I spoke of, the dark water energy being here, and that being brought to light, almost like someone being shaken out of the water, where it's the passive aggressive energy of this water and wanting to hide in that water to do things they shouldn't be doing. And so I just get this being about divine coming through and turning this upside down. And that's why we have these reversals here, where these energies project a certain energy as if they have power, but God has the final say. So I do get this being about a shakedown, and these energies being overturned and exposed and brought to light for their truth. Now we also have the energy of 3 here, so there is going to be a third energy that's not present here, and it could be related to either one or both of these energies here. And then the shining energy being a lot of you here, being both the sun and the moon. This is eclipse energy, so a lot of you being very transformative. Removing yourselves from tower energies that may have been set with negative intention, and always being safe and protected. Receiving the blessings also too that you may have been giving to others who weren't appreciating it, and this being overturned by divine. 9s are about completion, so this is also about going into a new cycle. You already being there. I've already said that before. Period. This is also going to be a ruler of Cancer energy. The Chariot card is a card of Cancer, and this is going to be strong Cancerian energy here too as well. So I get this being the end all be all, the alpha and the omega of your energy, and things being brought to light, and you no longer being motherfucking stuck due to these particular energies and their associations. This is all reversal energy. And again, this is going to be a shakedown, not having anything to do with the scorpionic energy or the very deep water energy connected to both of these energies here. With that water energy and that depth connection, this energy also utilizing that air energy to associate. That being a part of the manipulation in trying to reach you, but unable to because you're of divinity. So then we have the 8 of Swords here in reverse. This will obviously show the details of that in the upright, being bound, blind, not seeing what's around one. Five of Swords being here, that being sabotage or someone doing what it takes to win at all costs, is being before you and someone intentionally setting this so that you could not move on and move forward. Three of Swords being the third party situation. I did mention the two energies already being seen and then the one that's not here. I do see that sword kind of separated from these two swords of indecision, and this possibly being a sword of truth. But all of this is, again, being a shakedown situation here by divine, and it's all coming out away from the earth also here too, because it's a detriment and it's harmful. Everyone's connected, so anything that's been sent with negativity, it affects everyone. This is going to be a karma energy of 8. Scorpio energy will be associated, and that'll just speak to what I picked up here. And then the karma energy of what we put out there is what we get back, being a part of this too. But I see the desolation here. There being very little water, very little giving, wanting to tie someone up, wanting to tie you up. This being uncovered here too, being connected to the moon card reverse. So this being brought to light and exposed. Let's get your major arcana. For Sagittarius rising. Major arcana for Sagittarius rising. Alright, so I get this being the third person. Given that that landed with that high priestess and that being in the money section, I do get that being an association between two people and that being part of the third party situation with this Three of Swords and that being overturned here too. So I get a lot of you as feminine energies moving on and away from this particular King of Pentacles who has decided to associate themselves possibly with both of these energies and being at a major loss because of it, where you may have been connected to this all in the past, and that being why the Eight of Swords was present in the first place is now being over, because again I channeled a lot of you being way past this, moving on and moving forward. And because you've done that, this is why we have this exposure of light here. So the King of Pentacles reverse is going to be someone who does not share, who is particular about their giving, who has been utilizing energy, where I do see them having their hands held up to gain from you in order to give to not only themselves but to others who didn't deserve it. And just like the Three of Swords that we see here, I do see this here, and then that possibly being connected to the overall sabotage energy of a spiritual connection between a high priestess and a hierophant in the upright. And those being strong Taurus energies of great comforts, luxuries, abundance. Strong Venus energy will be a part of that, but none of that taking place because of decisions that were made. So this person also being very codependent and then just attracting energies that were codependent. You are not codependent, and that being the reason why we also have this reversal Eight of Swords associated with the moon reversed here too. Pentacles is going to be earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So along with the King of Pentacles reverse energy, there's also someone who's very ungrounded. I am getting the Nine of Swords energy for that person. They may be very thin in their stature, in their build. With the crown energy that I see here, there's a lot that has been gained but not appreciated. Not really knowing the value and the worth for themselves and what it is that they've done for themselves, that they can do for themselves without having to feel like they need to gain from another person in order to remain. And they're not even remaining because this is in reverse here, so I can't even say that. But to have some kind of identity as a King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles card is here, it's just in reverse. But this is a loss of finance and money. It's also, again, going to be an ungrounded feature here for this person. And I do get that associated here too, and that being possibly why this is in reverse too, with this connection here to this High Priestess reverse energy. I was looking at that cross there too. It's very strong false prophet energy. And then the moon reversed here at the crown is going to speak to what's here with the confiscation of the representation of you being here. And then there being some infiltration here with this particular energy. And then I do see the energy of red, gold, and green that associated with karma. Karma Chameleon, the song by Culture Club, is coming through. And then I see claws. So that's giving me the Cancerian energy and the grabbing. Those being associated with the rays coming from this pinnacle here, associated with you here. And this all being brought to light. You no longer being stuck. Or having these energies be codependent or attacking you, taking from you, and disrespecting you. That being over. Let's get your final card. For Sagittarius rising. That was very Tower-esque. And I almost feel like shifting visionary energy with the last quarter. And this is so cool because this card actually, there's a very nostalgic energy with this card here. But the way that this was covered up and how the whole U section wanting to be concealed will speak to everything that was here. Wanting to conceal you and keep you so that they could take from you. And that being no longer. So this card will be associated, I do feel, with everything that's been happening in order to try to keep something covered up. But you cannot be covered up. You shine too bright. And I also noticed that this card here has it's a divine energy here that's here. This is God's protection and God's love, keeping you and keeping you safe from this energy here, keeping you covered before these energies, and that just being what I channeled initially about God having the final say. So let's take a look at this card here. Actually, we'll do this one last here. We'll save the best for last. Gibbous. And this is going to be that energy of that moon there connected to this High Priestess reverse card. So that's just more evidence. And the association with that King of Pentacles reverse and possibly even this Knight of Swords reverse. So this will be the manipulation. I don't get this actually being about the gibbous energy and that being disrespected energy coming from this cross energy and having, again, access, but utilizing it for detriment. And that's not God's plan or design for what he gifts us when it comes to the metaphysical energy. And this beautiful galaxy that we live in. Anyway, so here we have, and this will, everything, all the keywords here will speak to this all being used for manipulation. So we have analysis, strategy, focus. So these energies being dedicated, being very greedy, also to being very offset is also what I'm hearing. Imbalanced as well. In focusing on you. And so that's also what I got to before I move on to speak on the rest of this card here. This is what I channeled for your title. All this attention, baby, you're a golden star. And that's exactly what I see here. I also see this as a part of the star card and the rays that come from this, connected to both the sun and the moon being here, and that being you. And the attention that you get, whether it be good or bad, you're getting a lot of attention. So the fact that these energies are going out of their way, that's just even more attention. And that attention is being transmuted. That'll be the star card, transmuting that negative energy and making it work in your favor, getting yourself unstuck and moving on and moving forward into something healthy and new that's prosperous and a part of a visionary movement. That'll speak to the visionary energy of the star card being a card of Aquarius. So here, the keywords connected to manipulation will be mature, develop, articulate, perfect, refine, discern, observe, and evaluate. So all of these things were being done. And possibly the gibbous moon energy being utilized in a way to support this behavior. But then this also being utilized as negativity towards you, and this also being brought to light. So we'll leave that there. And then for the last quarter moon energy, last quarter is going to be after the full moon, disseminating energy. It'll be after the disseminating phase. But it's about shifting in a visionary, purifying, assimilating, meditating, resting, reaping, recuperating, honoring, reflecting, and evolving. For sure. And that's it. So embrace this energy. I feel that this may be a signature energy for you. It could even be the energy we're in now. We did just have a significant full moon energy. I would say if you aren't interested in the planetary movements, the moon and its shifting, definitely look into that and see how that might help you with the moon phases. Especially with the last quarter moon phase. This is going to be very important for you. But what I was going to say too, I traveled to California just recently, and I took the Rider-Waite-Smith deck with me, and that was the only deck that I took. And while I was shuffling, it was the very first day I had got there, and while I was shuffling, this card was here in this deck here, which I thought was pretty sweet. So I feel that this is also God's love and that affirmation that he's always with you, no matter what, keeping you covered. You're covered, safe, and protected. Baby, you're a golden star. I love this. All right, so Sagittarius risings, this completes your reading. I hope that these messages were helpful, enlightening, empowering, and enriching here for you. I thank you all so much for your continued love and support. Welcome to all new subscribers, 2222. And until we meet again, I wish you all the very best. Take great care. I love you all so much. Peace.